This is Generation Now's Lifestyle, and I'm here with Saajan, who is the founder of PovSolve. And PovSolve is a nonprofit organization that raises funds and supplies for the impoverished in India. It's good to have you here today.
Thank you.
So what made you want to create PovSolve and want to help out the misunfortunate people?
Well, in 2010 we traveled, we actually traveled back to India prior to 2010, and I always had the intention to start a nonprofit organization because I witnessed poverty firsthand and it left a resounding impact on me, and I really wanted to do something about the problem. We traveled back to India when I was younger, and we saw, the problem firsthand, the people suffering, people who are dying, and that really struck a chord with me, and I decided that this would be the best way to go about it here, to spread the word, to inform people, and then to raise funds to aid poverty back in India.
So your overall goals are to help everybody in India, or all the impoverished. Are there any specific regions that you're helping in, or is it just all over India?
We work primarily in the northeastern region of India. However, we do have alliances in different parts of India that we work with when we send clothes and things like that. They are our safe alliances where we can depend on them to make sure that what we're sending is getting fully to the people who need it the most.
Right. So do you have any other humanitarian groups that are helping you out with this?
Solely it's PovSolve. However, I am involved in other organizations, but directly involved with our goal, it's just PovSolve.
So what kind of fundraisers do you organize to raise funds?
Aside for fundraisers, we try to do 2 events each year, 2 large events. And for example, an event from last year, we coordinated a world dance show at Wichita State University with over 20 performances representing all different groups of the world. And basically the show's theme was to bring all of the cultures of the world together to help the problem of poverty. And then here in just 2 weeks, we have our first annual PovSolve Color Splash Run, which is a 5-kilometer memorial run walk, and basically all of the participants who have registered will walk and they'll get splashed with color, and that's our spring fundraiser.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Are you like the head of coming up with these, or do you have someone that does it for you? Is it just kind of a group effort?
As far as executive decisions and things like that, in our bylaws, I do have final say as co-founder and president, but I do usually work with a group of volunteers who have been with the organization, and we come up together with ideas and brainstorm, and we have a very large database that we draw on every month for our monthly service projects here to aid poverty in Wichita, and then we have a larger group to work on projects that are much large scale, like our one coming up in a few weeks.
Right. Well, you mentioned something about the different cultures and stuff like that. So you're doing stuff in India right now. Do you have plans to go other places in other countries and stuff?
We do. As we begin to grow here, we'll be entering our 3rd fiscal year. And like I said, we've already been working here in Kansas and in Wichita. And then we do hope to be expanding to countries such as Guatemala, Haiti, and other countries that are in need.
So you've been around for a while and you have a lot of plans and you've done a lot. Do you know how many people do you think that you've helped so far?
That would be a difficult question. Just the fact that we've grown so much. If I were to guess here, during the winter months, myself and a group of volunteers, we feed over 100 homeless people just in our community each month. And then in India, on one trip, we helped almost 1,000 people with necessities of life. And so I think it's just the numbers add up really quickly. So I would definitely say we're into the thousands there.
Right. So do you have any certain a time frame that you want to, because you mentioned expanding, do you have a certain time frame, like a goal of when you are going to expand?
We do hope to be aiding other countries besides India by fiscal year 4.
Fiscal year 4. Are you going to be able to actually go to these other countries, or are you just going to send aid? Or?
That's the plan. Something that's really important to myself and our large donors with PovSolve is that we use 100% of their donor dollars to aid directly, and it is taken by myself or one of our safe alliances. We do not rely on a third party within PovSolve to transport goods or funding, because what happens is sometimes there's a percentage of that donation that's taken out for fees and such, or employee pay payroll. So most of our donors here in the Wichita area and just across the United States know that PovSolve is taking the money, ourselves there and aiding firsthand, so they can feel confident. So that will be a major factor in how fast we can get into these other countries that we plan on helping.
Right. Well, you said that other humanitarian aid groups helped you and stuff. Were you a part of any other humanitarian groups before you started PovSolve?
Yes, I began volunteering with our Central Plains Region American Red Cross when I was 8 years old. I also was a part of Big Brothers and Big Sisters, Special Olympics. I've been with Via Christi Regional Medical Center as a hospital volunteer for over 4 years now. I also do a variety of volunteer tasks within my school, such as mentoring and tutoring, and then a variety of volunteer tasks through Cultural Association of India here in Wichita, and I mentor youth on our culture and just teaching people about our culture. So I definitely have the medical background to volunteer, and I have the more mentoring background, and it's just a strong passion of mine. Right.
Well, like you said, you've been to India and you've seen the suffering of people and everything. What do you think personally is the cause of all this?
You've been asked that question a lot, and my answer is always kind of, we just need to ensure that our priorities are where we want them to be, because in my personal opinion, we have some professions whose payroll or salary is out of this world, and then we have people in the same country that are suffering. So I believe that's important for people who are capable and able to give back. And if you're not able to give back financially, you can always donate your time to giving back as well.
Right. So what are some ways we can get directly involved with PovSolve and start helping out?
Definitely. Here in the coming up few weeks, as I mentioned earlier, is the Color Splash Run, and I would encourage all of you to come out for a great cause, and it's going to be a terrific event. We have, if you've probably heard about it on all our major radio stations and local news media here in Wichita, it will be held at Cox Fun Farm, located on South Seneca Street, and registration will be from 9:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. The registration fee is just $15 per entrant, and it's either you're a child or an adult, and you will register that day, and then you'll kick off, and basically each kilometer that you pass, you'll get splashed with a different color. So we are encouraging all of our runners, walkers, and strollers and wagons and everybody to wear white, so you can see that color after the event. Aside from that, you can always get a hold of PovSolve by visiting our website, which is www.wix.com/PovSolve/PovSolve, and we always post our volunteer activities on there.
Great. Well, that was Generation Now's Lifestyle, and with PovSolve and Saajan, and we'll be back with more Generation Now.